Hello, Choose Lifers. I just wanted to highlight a couple things that I have been putting my heart and time and prayers to is the YouTube channel. I'm going to start creating more videos, and I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in going deeper in God's Word, living intimately with Him all throughout your day, not just in a quiet time in the morning, but expanding and living in a place of intimacy with Him all throughout your day. If you're interested in spirit, soul, body, wholeness, and fullness, or even what Jesus said He came to bring in John 10:10, the Zoe life, which is God's abundance, living in a place of abundance in His glory and goodness and hundredfold fruitfulness. And so, if you're interested in any of those things, I'd love for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's what I'll be discussing in most of the videos. And then also, if you're interested in any of the specials and deals that I'll be offering, I would love for you to subscribe to the Choose Life newsletter. We just released a special, a 2-for-1 special that we're going to hold for the end of the year for Choose Life Eating, helping people, yes, get back and connected to their body, outlasting the calling on their life. And we'll go into more about that in another video. But and help to support that and encourage that, I'm offering a 2-for-1 special, and I'll hold that deal to the end of the year. So it's Christmas shopping and time. So connect with a family member, a friend, and maybe you guys can go after wholeness and fullness and even weight loss for you and your story in the season, not by diets, not by rules, not by meal plans, but by partnering with God and the power of His Word. And so for today, I want to talk to you about 2 trees. We know that there's been 2 trees. There's been 2 trees before any of us were even born. There were 2 trees, specific trees placed in the Garden of Eden by God. It's the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and then the tree of life. And we know that one tree leads to death and one tree leads to life. And I would like to say that there are still 2 modern day trees, a modern day tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and a modern day tree of the modern day tree of life. And this modern day tree of the knowledge of good and evil sounds like, I know what's best for me. I know what I should do that. I shouldn't do that, or we're not going to do that. Like it's making decisions, good or bad, right or wrong, because it's the knowledge of tree of good and evil. So saying what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's wrong. It's eating off of the fruit of that tree of being your own boss, versus the tree of life, and that is a person. He's in John 14:6. Jesus says, I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the life. And so when we eat off of Him by going to Him, Jesus, what do you have to say? Or going to His Word, we know that He is the Word, John 1:1 and John 1:14. The Word became flesh, that He is the Word, He is the living Word. As we seek Him and seek in conversation and communion and intimacy, what would you recommend? What would you have me do? That by turning to and choosing to eat off the modern day tree of life of Him, we are going to step into the Zoe life, John 10:10, more abundance, more beauty, more glory, more goodness, more of His majesty, more of His kingdom in our days, in our just everyday living. And so I just want to say, keep that before you. 2 trees, modern day tree of the knowledge of good and evil, modern day tree of life. The verse I'd like to put with that is, or that I cling to with that, and I pray through often, is Proverbs 3:5 and 6. A lot of you know this and it's memorized it in lots of different versions. But in a nutshell, it says, do not, or trust in the Lord. Do not lean in your own understanding. So we're not leaning on our own understanding. Um, in all our ways, acknowledge Him, submit to Him, submit to His ways, His word, and He will make your path straight. So that's verses 5 and 6. And then verse 7, I love verse 7, and it says, do not be right in your own eyes, but fear evil. And and we're going to not lean on our own understanding, and we are not going to be right in our own eyes. We are not the judge of our life. There is a judge. We keep Him in His place, and we seek His counsel, and then we take authority and we implement. But I would love for you to read, or love to read this Proverbs 3, 5, 6, 7, and even 8. From the Passion Translation, it's just so beautiful. Um, so I'll start. Trust in the Lord completely and do not rely on your own opinions. With all your heart, rely on Him to guide you, and He will lead you in every decision you make. Become intimate with Him in whatever you do, and He will lead you wherever you go. I love that line. Don't think for a moment that you know it all. For wisdom comes when you adore Him with undivided devotion and avoid everything that's wrong. Then you will find the healing refreshment your body and spirit long for. I love that. Glorify God with all of yourself, honoring Him with your very best. And so we do all that by eating off the modern day trio of life. It's the person seeking Jesus, staying intimate and in tight communion and conversation with Him all throughout our day. And then we know that our choices will be whatever we choose. It's not by being right in our own eyes and leaning our own understanding. It's because of His direction, His guidance, His wisdom, His ways, which is nothing but fruitfulness. And so that's one big tip to living life as an overcomer. And again, I just want to highlight Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 19. Today, God has set before us life and death, blessings and curses, but choose life so that you and your children may live. Today, I choose life. Today, I find freedom. Today, I take territory because now is the time.